Like I said, probably better to wait and not place the trade there. I mean, it was an opportunity to open up a short position, but with all this bullish stuff going on, it could get a little tricky. Better to wait until midday, which is that peak. And then it's been downhill ever since. Pretty on point. This reading, the 25th, when was this done? It was created on February 16th, 2023 at 10:33 p.m. Excuse me, Eastern Time. It's like almost 2 months in advance, guys. Wait. More than 2 months in advance. How did I do that? How did I predict the highs and the lows and the direction and all that? How did I do all that? I did it utilizing Eso-Meta analysis. If you're new to it, you can check out our ebook on our website, tarotfortraders.com. It's a system of pattern recognition that took over 20 years to develop. And that's how we're getting a roughly 98% average accuracy on pattern recognition here. I have every book, as far as I know, every book in the niche of psychic finance. And there's really not many. It's a very small niche. There's 5, as far as I know, really like written about trading stocks and tarot, or trading stocks and psychic kind of techniques. But none of them were written by somebody in the finance world. Definitely none of them made it to be a Wall Street broker like myself. And this system is developed over 20 years. It doesn't exist with any other psychic anywhere. No analyst has it. It took me 20 years of trial and error, throwing down an S&P 500 one-day reading every single day. Not for 20 years, but for thousands and thousands of predictions of days. So we got a unicursal tomorrow. Some Aeon energy here at the end of the day. And there's that unicursal energy. That's what's taking place today. See the unicursal energy. We have more unicursal energy, but on a smaller kind of scale coming up tomorrow. What you want, Hermes? Come here, buddy. Hey, it was luck. I'm getting a lot of volatility, a lot of like price swinging back and forth, mixed kind of chart behavior for Microsoft as a reaction to the earnings. And the first card I pulled for earnings, it's not an easy card to really determine the earnings result with the Ace of Swords. It's just not. There's nothing specific for it. It's a very wild kind of card. So I threw another one down and got the failure card, which is a miss on earnings. But as far as I think probably why you're asking is because you're interested in what the chart behavior reaction will be rather than what the result is, because they don't go hand in hand. And that's going to be sideways fluidity, equal amounts of bulls and bears, inflow and outflow. So probably some real swings going on there, especially if you combine it with the Ace of Swords. Well, of course I can comment. Let me take a look. How are you, Space Lover? What's going on with E-Trade over here? Jeez. Good old Mercury retrograde. Man. So this is support that we've met here. Definitely off track with this move to the upside. So that would put us. So we were pretty solid on a opportunity to open up a short position here on the 19th, with most likely a high here on the 19th. We were off by a day. It was on the 20th. So that was pretty solid. We have a low on the 6th, low on the 6th. That was pretty solid. It just gets a little, it for some reason steers off course here. We probably have a pretty big move to the upside coming up, because my sense is that we're probably on the sequence of events, we're probably here at the Hangman card. And that's followed by a big move out of oversold territory usually, the adjustment card. So it would make sense that we would see that near the lows here. We'll probably have a big move to the upside. And that would put us here as far as the sequence of events on the 24th, 25th. Or if I'm just dead ass wrong, where we would end up being tomorrow if we got back on track, would be sideways rotation at these levels. Yeah, I would probably be buying at these levels here based on the sequence of events. So we had the tower card here early April. Tower card. That forms with a fast sudden move higher out of a period of volatility. Multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance. Big move off of the low, standing out on a 1-month chart. So April's been pretty solid. We're probably seeing, you know what? We're probably seeing this unicursal energy now. It would make sense. Let me look. Let me take a look at May and confirm that. Yeah. So there's no unicursal energies in May, leading me to believe even more so we're in the midst of this unicursal energy here. Early May, we may have some sort of news about a merger, an acquisition, or some sort of like decision between two leaders that impacts SPC. But we have out of the low there, we have erratic behavior around the low, which my sense is that we're probably pretty close to the low if we're not at a low, right? We have the low on the 6th. We're pretty close to that price level now. But by the end of May, we have a pretty big move to the upside. Congress might even be highlighted. It's possible having to do with that decision. Either that or we have like a holding pattern with a pop and drop near the high. And then we've got prominent crest peak here. The highs and the lows are also within close proximity to each other on a timeline. Highs and lows for the year. You could see we went from a low to a high within a month's time. Pretty close to a high to a low within a month's time. But at the lows, we establish support, and then there's a big move to the upside. And I think a real significant trade opportunity here, guys, based on this Labradorite, a significant trade opportunity at these levels here in the end of April. Appreciate it, Space Lover. When do you know when the glide flight thing happens? On Microsoft. What do I got for Microsoft? I don't know if I have anything recent for Microsoft, but let's take a look. Just the 1 year. I could have sworn I did some monthlies. Interesting. Prominent crest for the year in April, within close time proximity to a month's low for April. You could see that's taking place. And we established support at the April month's low with a big move off of the low to the upside, standing out on a 1 month chart or on a 1 year chart. And then we established a higher level of support. It looks like probably at the very end of April, or moving in sideways into May. That move to the upside out of the April low probably takes us to another crest or peak in early May. This is an opportunity here, Princess of Cups opportunity in the end of April. Princess of Cups opportunity in the midst of a decline, opening up a long position. Let me see what happens for the rest of the month. Oof. Decline through, I got clear kinetics, decline through to and through support to meet a second support, and then we rotate sideways along that support, leading out of April. But remember, if we're at a low leaving April, then we should see a significant move to the upside after establishing support. But I'd say we probably go lower still before that move to the upside. We're going to revisit a support level that was recently a past opportunity. Yeah, and it's probably around the 273 range, roughly. And we should see a pretty big move off of the 273 range, I would think. Roughly 273, give or take a little bit. Hey, AV, it's has a lot to do with mentality and expectation. What you should work on is your subconscious belief systems about making money with trades. You can actually on our YouTube channel, there's oops. Yeah, see these right here, these files, these are all YouTube videos that you can get. There's ultrasonic subliminal programming, so you can play them like all day long and you don't consciously hear them. They don't like distract you or anything, but what you're doing is you're programming your subconscious mind. And there's some in here for... Oh, this might not be the right play. Oh, see, like day trading success. There's some other ones in here. But what you need to work on is your subconscious belief system, because it sounds to me like you have like a subconscious expectation of losing money even when being right, it sounds like. Which can totally happen. I know how that goes, believe me. I can't tell you how many times I lost money being right. It has a lot to do with mentality. You might be trading with too much money, like in comparison to like personal expenses, The reason why I say that is because, like, if you're stressed out about the trade, you're gonna make the wrong decisions. You need to make decisions out of clarity, out of calm. It's it's I talk about it a lot when I mention risk tolerance. 'Cause risk tolerance directly impacts your decision making capability. And you should also stop saying things like the market just goes the other way, because what you're doing is manifesting more of same. You should say something like up until now. There's like safeguards. Hey, Round Earth. Bitcoin, huh? 40K? Spike on a 1 day. Is live on the site. You can subscribe to the Bitcoin reading. It's a great way to support the channel. We've got our recurrent payments going now, so it's really helpful for the channel. In monthly predictions, there's a Bitcoin subscription right here. Great way to support the channel. The June one is about to come out, so if you're on the website, you'll be able to see the June Bitcoin relatively soon. But let's see. Where do my readings go? Bitcoin. Yeah, there's like it's hard to determine if this is it. I think this right here is probably the decline that we're looking for. 1, 2, 3. You could say 3 pokes through the same price level, and then a sharp decline off of the third poke. But then the high in May is met. When out of a decline, there's a big move from the bottom of range all the way to the top of range. It takes us to the May high, which is also a prominent crest for the year as well. There was a prominent crest here, the correlation, prominent crest for the year in April, and it would be within close time proximity to the low for April, and it looks like that's pretty much what's happened. But I do see bullish. It's weird. It's mixed. There's like a sharp drop in there, but that drop takes us like out of the drop we go higher. My interpretation of this reading was not good. The next one will be much better. May is much better. March was awesome. April just kind of sucked. We had that whipsaw there. But with the overall theme being bearish, I should have known that this was wrong with highs at the end of the month. Very unlikely. Very, very unlikely. I mean, it's possible, but it's unlikely. It's quite possible we do have a month's low here on the last day of the 30th. The way that this is lining up, my sense is that we probably have a low here at the on the 30th with a big move out of the low. May is pretty bullish. And it looks like June we have a higher high. Hey, AU, we're talking about Bitcoin. I mean, there's a prominent crest that'll stand out, but I think we're probably going lower. I don't see a highest high taking place here on the 26th, 28th, based on what's transpired. There aren't big enough moves here in these cards really to see a highest high, except maybe at the end of the month. But my sense is that it's really low. We're going lower. No, unlikely. It'll be a crest, but I don't think it's a high. The video's been saying that the most likely location is here on the 21st. We were off by a day. So there'll be a crest, but there's a lot of we have a unicursal tomorrow, so there should be a sharp drop in there tomorrow. It's kind of a wild day. And there's a range in there that's important. There should be a pretty big, I think, a pretty big move to the upside. Let me take a look. So it looks like we open lower, and then there's some swinging early in the morning. But we end on a high or close to a high tomorrow. So there's a crest in there. On the 26th, on the cusp of the 26th, 27th, roughly. There should be a sharp drop on a one day on the 26th, and probably another one on the 28th. Sorry, it was luck. Did I answer your question or no? Cool. All right, guys, I'm going to roll. Thank you so much for watching. As always, remember to follow that rule of karma. Channel needs your support. Multiverse could use your help. And most importantly, you spend that money out of love, the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold in all directions. You keep spreading the goodwill into the world. So that's what it's about